There are signs of the rise of the Dajjal in our time. Now these signs, dear brothers and sisters, are so real, nobody should ignore them. Even though some people may not be aware of what is happening, but if you are someone who is interested in the end of time topic, then you should know these things are happening. Before we talk about these few signs, very important signs you must know, I want to let you know that I talk about the end of time, and I have been talking about this last 5-6 years. If you are interested in this topic, consider subscribing to the channel, and inshallah we'll be making a lot of commentary videos, especially about what is happening around the world right now as we speak. Biggest signs of the coming of Dajjal, or the rise of Dajjal, as we also talk about the coming of the Mahdi. So this can be intertwined, these points, with both of this topic, Dajjal and the Mahdi. You can say either way is fine. Let's say we say these are the biggest signs for Dajjal, for the rise of Dajjal. Number one sign, dear brothers and sisters, you may have noticed if you are watching news, if you are aware of the situation, number one thing that you will notice is that the anti-Sharia sentiment is growing, especially in the West, even in the Muslim countries. Now that we have a government, a Muslim government, or Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, we are seeing in the West how people are mocking and ridiculing about our religion, the values, Islamic values. Inshallah, we'll talk about this a little bit more in a second. I want you to understand the West, even in the East, people will accept everything except Islamic law, except Islamic values, principles. They would not accept that one. Other than that, everything is fine. In fact, if you talk about this, if you say, well, the Quran is just, a just book, it promotes equality, it promotes modesty, chastity for women and men, wallahi, you will face a lot of criticism, backlash. Sometimes they will even suspect you are an extreme person. Subhanallah. So this has been the case, and especially now that what is happening in that part of the world, in Afghanistan, people are so despising our Sharia. People are so anti-Sharia, and we have also seen what is happening in France, that they would really think you as an evil person simply because you wanted to promote Sharia or you want to talk about this. We see the rise of anti-Sharia sentiment. It is coming from this Dajjalic system that cannot tolerate any ruling by the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. Number two sign that we see the Dajjalic system is rising, but before I tell you the number two sign, I want you to take a look at this video.
The world, and we are worried, what if the Taliban can't? My children are anxious that they won't be able to go out and live their lives or be involved maybe in politics and civil society.
Crowds of people gather outside Kabul's banks, many withdrawing the last salary they will ever receive from a Western-backed government that no longer exists, a government widely accused of corruption and mismanagement.
The reason I'm showing you this is because, dear sisters, the situation of the people in that region in Afghanistan is so bad right now. People are living under poverty, they're not getting any help, foreign aid. All of the time, whenever a nation will be in desperate need, we will see the whole world will team up to help that nation. We have seen what happened in Haiti. But subhanallah, because this country is pursuing Islamic law, Islamic country, Islamic state, nobody cares. No foreign aid, nobody is going to help them. Everybody will think these are evil people, let them die. Wallahi.
The challenges are immense, especially when billions of dollars of funding and Afghan cash remains frozen by the West since the Taliban took control. Women here say they want the same opportunities as men, no matter any expected changes to the law.
I don't have a problem wearing a burqa as long as there's security and justice. It's just a piece of fabric. They have said that men and women will be separated at work. Well, that's okay too. I will work.
The Taliban says give us a chance. They say it is the first day of a new Afghanistan after 20 years of foreign interference and occupation. The wider world may have no choice but to engage with the new leaders of this country if peace and stability is to prevail.
The reason I played this video is for one reason. Okay, well, just one reason, which is that these people are desperate. They do not have job, they do not have food on the table, they do not have a roof over their head. As a result, we will see a lot of evil being spread. A lot of these people will become so desperate that they will do anything and everything to save their lives. Wallahi, the situation is getting much worse. Rasulullah SAW, when he said that evil is from Bil Mashriq, it is so true. Now, the evil that we are seeing right now, yes, there are a lot of things that Muslims are loving to see. For example, promoting Islamic values and whatnot. But at the same time, there are other groups, group of people who would not like it. They would only care about their stomach. They will only care about their dunya. As a result, we will see a rise of evil people. And we have already seen it actually, wallahi. A lot of evil will come from that place. And this situation will just exacerbate the whole thing. Wallahi, this is something, dear sisters, a big sign of the Dajjalic system, that it will take away a portion of the Muslim population to train them or to brainwash them or to prepare them for the coming of Dajjal by making them evil. And wallahi, Rasulullah, he was very clear in his prophecy that evil is from the where? Not from the west, is from the east. Number 3 sign of the rise of the Dajjalic system is, dear brothers and sisters, the west will continue to flourish. In other words, the west is promoting freedom of speech, so-called freedom of speech. I do not know what does that mean, but they will be promoting that. They will be promoting a lot of equality. Outwardly, you would think these are all equal rights. Point here is that the West will flourish. They will be able to propagate their message and give it to everyone, and everyone would be like, wow, this looks really good. I want you to take a look at this video. So this video is
women facing much abuse inside Syria.
Is Angelina Jolie. She is talking to some refugees from Muslim country, or these people are actually not refugees. They're Syrian refugees. She is talking to them, showing her sympathy, how much empathy she has for these people, in order to attract them to the Western values and culture. And we know, dear sisters, a lot of these people, the Syrian people, they have actually left Islam and accepted Christianity for the sake of dunya.
And they target the woman in revenge.
هلا اذا الزلمه مختفي مرته موجوده بياخذوا مرته مشان تعترف وين جوزك اذا عندها ولد صغير بياخذوا ابنها ما عندها وين جوزك انه ليش ما حد عم يوقف مع الشعب السوري زي ساومة فلسطين.
Now, dear sisters, I'm not saying what Angelina Jolie is doing is wrong or evil or that it is bad. No, it is absolutely good thing that she and many other people like her, they need to reach out to these poor people, especially from Syria, coming from Syria and places like Afghanistan. However, the point here is that even though these people are going to these people to help, with the intention of helping them, but the whole world is looking at it from a different perspective. The whole world is looking at it as West is good, the East is suffering, West is good, the East or the Middle East is suffering and they're bad people, and that we need to accept the value of the West. So when I say in my point number 3 that we are seeing the Dajjalic system being promoted is rising, I mean that the West is coming with its message to the whole world, that this is what you need to accept if you want to live a better life, if you want to live a safe and secure life. Wallahi, this is what these people are doing. They are representing this system. Angelina Jolie and many other celebrities. I think Priyanka Chopra from India, she is doing the same thing, that she is reaching out to the Burma, for example, Burma refugee camp and whatnot. So that is happening. The West is promoting its values, its principles. At the same time, the same people, they are mocking Islam. I have seen actually few talk shows recently where they would, wallahi, they will mock Islam, they will insult our religion. So, it's so incredible to see it. Wallahi, it's just unbelievable. If you take a look at these people and the way they express their insult, their mock at Islam, it is just overwhelming, wallahi. And they're doing it every single day, making Islam look like an evil religion. And we have seen it, dear sisters, on newspaper. If you're on Facebook or any news, if you're watching any news channel, you will see every single day they're being bombarded with negative images of the Muslims, negative images all the time. There is nothing positive happening. We have seen CNN Clarissa Ward, the reporter, the journalist, how she presented Islam, how she presented the Taliban to the world. And we have seen how the West has also voiced their concern in regards to what is happening with Muslim women in that part of the region. The point here is that everything about Islam is negative. Everything about the Muslims is negative. The final point I want to make in this rise of the Dajjalic system is the sign of Muslims leaving Islam. Wallahi, this is something happening every day, and these people are not only leaving Islam. The Dajjalic system is promoting, they're protecting, and also they're encouraging them to leave Islam, to leave faith, to leave any kind of attachment that they have with the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal, and they're promising them in return a better life, popularity, in some case more money. Wallahi, if you go on any social media and you talk against Islam, you will become very popular. There will be a lot of hundreds and thousands of people who will follow you, and this is happening. I do not know, wallahi, why so many people are tuning in to listen to some negative comments about Islam, especially when it comes to Muslim who used to practice Islam, and they go out on social media and they start to talk against Islam. People love that, because these ex-Muslims, they studied Islam, they lived Islam, they used to pray and whatnot. The point here is that the Dajjalic system is promoting this vicious environment. Our young generation will be affected by. At the same time, they are being promoted, they're being protected, and they're being told, whatever you're doing, you need to keep doing. You need to talk about all the bad things about Islam. You need to express your voice, whatever it is you need to speak your mind. We are seeing that the Dajjalic system, dear my sisters, is promoting a lot of ex-Muslims, and ex-Muslims, like the young Muslim generation, is taking the bait. And we will see at a time, Allah, may Allah forgive us all, we will see a time when you will see a Muslim child will think about not accepting Islam first before accepting Islam. In the past, we have seen how we raised our kids and then they became Muslim automatically. Now the situation will be, the script will be flipped completely. They will now ask questions, because they will go online, Google search, whatever, YouTube, and they will find more videos, more popularities, more followings of people who left Islam than people who are following Islam. Like, how many times you see somebody is talking about the fear of Allah, being righteous, and people are watching those videos? How many times, or how often? You see very rarely. If I talk about Islam, nobody's gonna listen to me. But if I talk about how bad Islam is, a lot of people will watch. So this social media, they're promoting those videos because people are watching. It's not really their fault. Because people are watching, as a result, our young generation, whenever they will go online, the first thing they find, or they will find very soon, is that why you should not be following Islam, because this kind of video, this kind of propaganda will be so widespread at one point. Final thing that I want to mention to you, dear sisters, is a message of hope. Allah Azza wa Jal has already mentioned in the Quran that these are something that will happen, that the Dajjalic system will rise. But don't worry about it, because this is something that is the sunnah of Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal, when He said that يُرِيدُونَ لِيُطْفِئُوا نُورَ اللَّهِ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ وَاللَّهُ مُتِمُّ نُورِهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ. Allah Azza wa Jal promised the believers that, look, even though you are living in this situation where things are really, really bad, but know that the kuffar, will always try to put out the light of Allah Azza wa Jal, but Allah will perfect His light, even though وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ, even though the disbelievers, they do not like it, they hate it. But nevertheless, we will see, and this is happening, wallahi, at the same time, that a lot of people are converting to Islam, and the promise of Allah is coming true. The numbers 2 point is directly related with Dajjal. Allah Azza wa Jal is issuing a threat, a warning, and He's asking a question to people who will follow Dajjal, or the system of Dajjal. أَفَحَسِبَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَن يَتَّخِذُوا عِبَادِي مِن دُونِي أَوْلِيَاءَ. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned, do they think they can take my ibad as their awliya other than myself? So Allah is going to protect the believers. Allah is going to protect the true believers from the fitna of Dajjal, from all of these things that are happening in the media, from celebrities, whatever the West is promoting, whatever is happening. Allah Azza wa Jal says, no, you cannot influence them. You cannot take them as, they will not take you as awliya other than me. This is a promise that inshallah we have to keep in mind and keep struggling. If you are part of the Dajjalic system, get out of it. If you are part of the system where you see Sharia is being despised, if you are part of the system where you see Muslims are being despised, where hijab has become a stigma, wallahi, you need to get out of it, seek refuge in Allah Azza wa Jal, and make dua for yourself, and also important, very important, for your children. Jazakallah khair for tuning in, dear sisters. I hope that this video will benefit you. If it did, you can subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you did, share this video, and I will see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.